Yeah, hello everybody. I did it again. I've been out here working most of the day today, and I forgot to bring you guys along. You may wonder what I'm doing. Well, it's that time of the year. It's time to close up the pool. I don't know if I do it the same way everybody else does. I do it our way. And I guess I can show you from here on exactly what we're doing. I've already vacuumed the pool. I've already de-leafed it. Of course, no sooner do I do that than I get more leaves in because they're falling like crazy. I normally don't get this done until the end of October, 1st of November. I'm actually ahead of myself this year. We shock it heavy so that it is very, very strong. I then float a floater in it all winter long full of chlorine, and it usually lasts almost until the end. I've checked it, and it lasts almost to the end of winter because it doesn't move, and of course we get to freezing and thawing and things in this order. I cover it, of course, like everybody. I created, I hate saying that, I built a rack that I use those blue barrels for, that use as a winter cover pool float. And let me flip it around here and I'll give you a glimpse of what that looks like. Okay, here we go. There's what it looks like. 4 barrels using Schedule 80 PVC. We float that and then cover. Then also I drain the pool down considerably until the intake and the output are both high and dry. We drain her down that low, and these barrels hold the winter cover, which is rolled up right there, and allow it to float and move around and keeps it from really getting good solid and pool damaging ice underneath. So I've got this in there. I started, you can see the ropes, and I tie this up and all the way around to where these floats are predominantly in the center of the pool. I've got one over there in order to keep it that way. So I'll be back in a little bit and show you what it looks like when I have that all tied up and have him in position. Okay, we've got the float temporarily setting in the middle. You can see I have, let me bring it in here a little bit. I have the ropes coming out to little eye bolts that I have mounted on the deck here. Get around here to this one, and there's another one. You can see it there. Now, what this does is it holds this predominantly in the middle. As I lower the water, very little of, there is no tightness to it, let's put it that way. It's just to keep it there and let it float. Now when I get around here to the side, and you can tell here, each one has 2. The other one. But when I get around to the side, they don't. That's the last one that'll have 2. After that, and all the way down through here, they only have 1. When I first originally designed this float and put it up there, I had a bunch of rope up there and didn't really need any of them, just a few. But these support beams are also how I use, or what I use to for the steel cable to go underneath. Now after I get that all put down, I'll show you that where the cable goes underneath and then back up to the tarp, the cover that goes over it, and it'll go under that, everything I can to make it so that it is held down securely and keeps critters and dirt and debris and all that ever from getting into the pool over the winter. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay. 4 bags of shock, 2 left for the spring. Got the nut drivers and the impact, and there's some old barn screws, and the cover is on the pool. Needless to say, we collect a lot of water and ice and whatever up here, and throughout the entire winter I'll be out here draining. Whenever it thaws, I will be draining all of the water off of this, which helps relieve some of the pressure from this. But we're going to take a little walk around, and I'll show you how and what all this is going to look like here when we get finished. We're down here by where the pump was, and you can tell it's gone. Got that pump up and out of here. It's in the house now, or in the basement. This, the plug or the drain plug, has been removed so that it will, and I don't know if you can see it, get down here close enough, you can see it's still draining. Has plenty of time to drain all of that water out of there before the winter and the freezer comes, and we'll probably come out here and throw a tarp over top of this for the winter. You can see how we did the tarp. Wrapped it around the post, put one cable clamp on. Now inside here we have the drain plug, and this is also where we store all of our O-rings for all of the connecting joints for the plumbing that we use. Now, that protects that pretty much for the winter. You can see, you know, the quick disconnects that we have here. Over here is all disconnected. Here's this up here. Also, we are going to, before we can really use them next year, you can see we are going to have to rework a lot of these heater panels. That one's broken. As you can tell, it's broken right in there. As well as, see, this has come loose. They've done well for 2 to 3 years, but this one didn't do well at all this year. It just busted out. I guess that's what you get for trying to build these things without using treated lumber. This one's going to have to be completely, totally rebuilt, not just repaired. Hopefully I can get some repair on the rest of them. We also have this, which was our return, is now a drain. And as you can see, it's draining out and then through that pipe out through the yard. And we're almost down to where there's almost no drainage to be had. When that's done, this pipe will also be removed from there and put up here to set upside down and drain throughout the winter, so that we don't lose or have any problem with it. So, like I told you before, you can see down through here, we ran our cabling through those grommets and down through these supports, and that's what will hold this on all winter long, and it will do a wonderful job. I know it has ever since we put this thing here, and doing that has been perfect. This is Stay at Homer. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you give us thumbs up, subscribe, tell your family and friends, tell your local Board of Elections. Don't forget to vote, everybody. It is more important this year than it probably ever has been. Bye-bye.